Now, here's a very powerful tip that literally changed my life within a week tops. I'm not going to exaggerate, say a day, but let's be realistic, a couple days up to a week. If you apply this properly, you will witness the transformation. Breakfast. When you are dealing with breakfast mainly, we do have in two different spectrums. Full on breakfast, best meal of the day. Skipping breakfast, worst meal of the day. And I've tried both. Having a solid breakfast, then my intake becomes lower and lower during the day, versus skipping breakfast completely and going through my day. And both of them ended up being horribly in terms of fat loss. First option didn't lose much in terms of fat because I've started my day with a heavy breakfast. And when it comes to the second option, skipping breakfast, I started a set of negative consequences later on, especially if you're having coffee in the morning on an empty stomach, and then cravings and sustainability of the weight loss program. You could do it for a day or two, but because you have messed up with the adrenal glands and your hormones and cortisol and insulin, you throw the towel off, and then it's a matter of going back to square one. So, breakfast, no breakfast, these are the core practices that you tend to hear about. And if you apply either one of them, you are going to witness that, well, it doesn't get the job done perfectly. If you skip breakfast completely, it could work for you, by the way. For some professionals, it does work, especially if you don't drink coffee or tea. I have coffee in the morning. For those kind of individuals in that boat, it will not work for you. So what is the option? What to do? Shall we skip breakfast or shall we actually have breakfast? Well, based on my experience, you need to be selective with your breakfast. Make sure whatever it is that you're having, you do not add any source of carbohydrates in the morning to your bloodstream in order for either having breakfast or skipping breakfast to work. So if you're having breakfast, let's say cereal, you have ruined your day. If you're skipping breakfast and having coffee on an empty stomach, you have ruined your day. If you're having breakfast which is made up of toast, for example, it will not work. It will slow down your weight loss drastically and it will tinker with your cravings. So these are the elements that we need to dive into, that we're learning about. It's not just simply a matter of one recipe that fits all. We are putting on all of these elements together, combining them in a way to make sure that you lose weight once and for all. So we need to understand these. Skipping breakfast will take you somewhere if you don't have coffee, for example, or caffeine mainly. Having breakfast in the morning, if it's filled with carbohydrates, you're not going to get anywhere. So the key principle from this current video is, if you are going to have breakfast in the morning, make sure that your breakfast is free from carbs, no carbs whatsoever, and see the difference by applying it.